Hey, what's good, everybody? It's your man DJ FX. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another great broadcast, streaming broadcast. I'm bringing to you. Hey, we're just going to go ahead and get started. You know how I do. I'm going to go ahead, do a little introduction, and then when we come back, we're going to chop it up a little bit, and we're going to chop it up with some special people that I've got lined up in my queue. So y'all get ready. Be right back. DJ FX, MC Love with DJ FX right here. YouTube. Holla at your boy. All right, what's up, everybody? It's your man DJ FX. We are back. We're back. Another great episode that's lined up today. As you can see down on the ticker below, these are my guests. Some people, two I had the opportunity to meet. One I haven't met yet, but I'm looking forward to meeting that person face to face one day, and prayerfully it'll be at that particular event that we're going to be talking about, as well as other things. So without any further hesitation, I'm going to introduce the first guest. And they're supposed to have three on here, but I'll let them explain what's happening with the other person when they get in here. But my first guest goes by the name of Easy. Most of y'all know him as Ellis or Crystal. But I'm going to bring him in. The man, the stogie guy, Easy. What's up, Easy?
What's going on, man? It is definitely a privilege and a blessing to be on your show. A great opportunity to talk about our message, what we do at Men and Women Love to Ride, how we enhance the ability to be a biker, the networking that takes place. So it's truly a blessing to be here today, and I appreciate you having us.
All right. And my second guest, she goes by a couple of names, but the one I'm going to call her by today is Boston. Is her rider name. She's also part of this Facebook group, and I hadn't had an opportunity to meet her in person, but this is the person I would like to have the opportunity to meet in person when the opportunity presents itself. And she goes by the name of Boston.
Hey, thanks for having me.
No problem. I'm trying to rearrange some things here. Hold up. Now I don't like that. Don't like that. Okay. I think I'm gonna go with this one.
That'll work.
So what's going on, everybody? How y'all doing?
I'm doing good.
Hey, I'm doing great. Hey, one of the things happened with Bill. Somehow his post got reported to Facebook, and he's in Facebook jail right now. So he's gonna try to log on if we can figure out how to do it. But it's just one of the things that happened. So he's not able to be with us right now.
If oh wait, I need to share this real quick on speaking of getting on, I need to share this real quick on Facebook. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. All right, so we live. I'm on my YouTube page right now. I'm getting ready to share it on Facebook, and then y'all can. Boston, I don't think we're friends on Facebook, so you may not be able to get to it until I share it on.
All of your stuff is public anyways. I see it.
Okay, cool. So you should be able to go ahead and start posting it there. And then people can get onto it and enjoy the show along with the rest of us.
Okay.
Most definitely. You know something, I'm not going to try to share it because I can't multitask. If I try to share it, I might lose y'all. It took us a couple of days for me to figure this out. So if it's in the group, just make sure it's in the group, if you don't mind.
Okay. I might disappear, but I'll be back.
No. Y'all stay there. Let me put it in the group. Let me put it in the
Okay.
group. I don't want. I
So
don't want to lose
add
y'all.
it to one of the posts that are already on the wall. That way, you know it doesn't have to wait for approval.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. Now, how come I don't see y'all? I don't see the group name. Okay, wait a minute. Here we go. Boom.
Biggie, you think you could pop out and approve it real quick?
Yeah, I can. I won't get lost.
Okay, go ahead. All right.
I don't want
So,
to try it because I'm telling you, I'll get lost.
all right. So, while we're going to get back, let's talk about men and women who love to ride motorcycles. First of all, how did you come up with that title, that name? Because I like it because it speaks volumes.
Well, honestly, I can't remember how we came up with the name. It was a collective, a collaborative of the group members that we had at the time. First of all, I started the group, but by no means am I responsible for the group as you see it right now. It's admins that were a part of our admin team. They did a great job, and they decided to go off and start their own group, which is great. And then we added other admins. It was just some input from people within the group, so that's how we came up with the name. And I created the group because at the time I had been in an MC club and I had started this protocol group. And what I found as far as protocol, it just wasn't fun. Unfortunately, the discussions get so heavy, so deep, it wasn't fun. So I ended up deleting the group. And I said, hey, if I'm going to create a group, let's create a group that's fun, that's interactive, that's going to allow people to talk, network, just bring people together. And we created this group. And 8 years later, here we are.
8 years.
8
Wow.
years. Yes.
Wow.
8 years, 30,000 people.
So, Boston, you've been there the whole 8 years too?
I have not. I am a newbie, so to speak. I've been there several months, but I am new, and it actually is my favorite group, and was before I was even added as an admin because it's lighthearted and you can still learn stuff. I personally ask questions in there to get input from other people. There's 30,000 people in the group. Somebody knows something, and then just opinions from everybody else is good to have.
Right. And one of the things that I look at is that I rode down to one day I just wanted to ride, and I rode down to North Carolina. And at the Harley Davidson dealership, I was by myself. And I see Megan standing out there, and I recognize her face. I said, you from the group? So we chatted up for a few minutes, and then I hopped on my bike and came back. And then we started chatting. And then once she said that, she's an Army vet with a lot of great benefits, so she's not necessarily out there working right now. So it's a great opportunity to bring somebody in that could watch the group, be a part of the group the entire time, have eyes on the group while some of us are working. So that's how she became a part of the admin team. She's been a great addition to the admin team. She's really acclimated herself and try to understand the group and what we try to do on a daily basis.
Man, I just want to say that I know I had some challenges with the group because and I thank you guys for being patient with me, with the admins and everything, because I was posting a lot of stuff that I think I was going against y'all's protocol for the group. And I apologize. I know y'all. That was a whole new thing for me.
Well, it's nothing really to apologize about. I just think that as the group, as we as an admin team really find our niche and we understand the responsibility, we don't necessarily admin it as hard as we did in the past. You learn from previous mistakes.
Right.
It's like my dad said, it's a lot easier bringing people together by being nice than being mean. So I just think that it was a misunderstanding. I apologize on my end. And we've tried to grow and develop and become different people, and try to manage it a lot different than we did in the past. So I try not to manage it as hard, and I try to get my admins not to manage it as hard either, because we're not trying to turn people off. We want people to really come into the group, assimilate within the group, post, enjoy themselves without an admin being down their back. Don't do this, don't do this, don't do that. So, we had to grow, and I think we are growing every day. We have a lot of unique challenges because we have different personalities within the admin team. And it's one of the things that KC say, one band, one sound. It's hard to get 13, 14 people on one accord, but we managed to do it on a daily basis. One of the things that I love that Dr. King said years ago, he said you can disagree without being disagreeable. So what I try to do is, if I disagree with how an admin handles a situation, hopefully they understand I'm not coming to them from a perspective of being hostile. It's just that in my mind, the way that I see the group, I want everybody to understand where I'm coming from. And I do allow the admins to put their spin on it, to have their own personal personality to influence the group as well.
Well, that's a good thing. Make sure you influence. But what I want to say is, one, I want to just say thank you. Thank you for allowing me to post the stuff to, because I see what everybody else be doing now as well. And, posting pictures of motorcycles, posting events. And, you guys allow me to do promos for my show and everything. So I just want to say thank you for that. That's what I want to say. And again, I got to say thank you for being a part of this platform as well.
Well, the thing that is that we appreciate you, but I just think that we have a unique responsibility to know the content that we're allowing people to post. I think that a lot of times, I think a lot of times people might come in and have an agenda to push a show, and it goes against what we're trying to do. But once we got to know who you were and what you was bringing to the table, it made it an easy decision to allow you to do what you do on a daily basis to enhance your show and give you the opportunity to gain viewership.
And, that's what I want to do. I want to really make this platform to me, it's more than just a show. It's more like a ministry, if you will, because I want to enlighten people in a positive light of what happens on the motorcycle community versus the negativity that happens in the motorcycle community. And that's a unique balance which we're trying to accomplish as well. We want to make sure that we allow positive things about the community to shine, and the things that's not as positive, we try to make sure that we're not behind that. I just think that if you have an opportunity to allow a person access to 30,000 people, we have to do our due diligence to make sure that the content that they putting out is in line with the way that we live our lives. The bottom line is anything that we do in this group, my aspect of it is that I'm far from being a holy roller, but we definitely have a component of God and Christ in the group. So we want to ensure that, we have like-minded people. And if you're putting out content and it's coming from that direction, we definitely allow you to do it. Well, I truly appreciate, that, because there's a lot of groups I'm finding out, they don't want my stuff on their pages. And I guess I'm cool with that. I had to learn to be cool with that because, it's not for everybody.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about the riding names. Easy. How did you get your riding name, sir?
Well, my name is Ellis. People call me E. And, I got a high-pitched voice like Easy E. So it was just a simple Easy E. And that's really it in a nutshell. I mostly go by Ellis. I go by whatever. It's only a name. I don't think. Like I said, it's only a name, so I'll go by anything.
Anything that's good.
Absolutely.
How long you been riding?
2008. And I can tell you the story behind that. At the time I was working this job, I was retired from the Navy, and I was working a job, and at the time we were making incredible money, and that's the honest God's truth. And we were sitting at work one day, we had got a big commission check, and I just said, you know something, I'm going to buy me a motorcycle today. I never rode a day in my life. Honest to God's truth, I never rode a day in my life. I just said, hey, I'm going to buy me a motorcycle today. And I went down and I bought a Vulcan 900, and my coworker rode it home for me. And I practiced that evening, all up and down my street that evening. And the next day I was on the interstate.
Wow. So
That's
you got some riding under your belt, and you ever laid it down?
Yes. 2017, I went down. We rode from Virginia Beach to Cincinnati. It started raining in West Virginia, cats and dogs, all the way to Ohio. We get to Ohio, we having a good time. That Saturday, we get ready to go party. It had a party set up, a cookout. We was going to, coming out of the hotel, I tried to make I made a left coming out of the hotel. I made another left going down the hill. I tried to speed up, and this lady wouldn't let me over. It looked like she was going to hit me, and I low-sided the bike, and I pulled my quad tendon out. So one of the guys that came with us, he trailed his bike, but he had a big trailer, so I had to get on an airplane, fly home. They brought my bike back, and I was in surgery to repair my quad tendon that next day. Yeah.
Woo-wee. All right, Boston, you up next, babe. So, how you come up with the name? We know you got, from what you told me, you got multiple riding names, but how'd you come up with the name Boston?
So people call me three things, but two things. They either call me Up North or they call me Boston. So the plate on my bike says Boston. Just about everything that I wear is either Harley or it says Boston. I'm from Boston. I got a Boston accent when I don't keep it under control. But a couple of guys I started riding. I ran into them at Tobacco Road. They took me under their wing. They gave me the name Up North. Shout out to Super and Piggy. And so that kind of stuck. And then some people are like, you Boston. We calling you Boston. So that's what they call me.
Awesome. How long you been riding?
So I have been on the back of a bike since I was about 15 years old. I had a really good, like a super best friend who he had a bike when he was 16, and we used to ride everywhere. And so I've always been on a bike. And then, like, I think about 10 years ago, I took the motorcycle riders course because my ex-husband had a motorcycle and I wanted to get my own. And I bought a bike, started riding, and realized I need to be home with my children because they were little. So I gave it up. I got rid of that bike. And then 2 years ago, I got back into it again. I went out, I bought a little Vulcan 900 because I just paid cash. I wanted to make sure I was actually going to ride and not just like spend all this money and then be bored with it. And I broke out on that thing. And I rode it to death, and I jumped up to a Harley a couple of months ago, and now no looking back. When the riding season kicks off officially for me, like actually I would say it kicked off today because today was like 75 degrees, but when I really get to riding, I'm putting some miles on that thing. I bought it. It had 18,000 miles. It's already it's at almost 28,000 miles, and I just bought it in September. So I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go.
So we're going to talk about how you can put some miles on it later on. We got 3 people viewing on right now. 3 people are watching on my YouTube channel. I don't know how many are watching on Facebook, but We live, that's for sure. We are live. So, there's on my in both platforms. There's a chat room, so people can chat if they want to ask questions. So if you are watching, don't hesitate to ask a question. Don't hesitate to put your comments in the comment section, or either on my YouTube channel, which is DJFX on YouTube, and if you're on Facebook, it's MC Love with DJFX on Facebook. So let's talk about men and women who love to ride motorcycle. How many admins do you guys have?
I want to say we have maybe 10 or 12. But before we do that, I do want to take a moment to thank all the previous admins, that was before, that actually made Men and Women Love to Ride. And that goes from Karen Mitchell, Sonia Justice, Jekyll, Mac, Don White Chocolate. It's quite a few that was a part of this entire process. So we want to thank them for giving us the upstarts. And actually, we just started our event. It wasn't even my idea. We started an event because Don White Chocolate, that was her thought. At first I kind of blew it off to say, hey, why we want to do that. It didn't make sense. And we ended up doing it that first year. And I say we might have had like 100 people, maybe 100 folks. I think in 2000 and the year before COVID, I know we had every bit of 3,000 or 4,000 bikes out there. It was ridiculous. It was that many folks. I'm talking, it was crazy. So, we started with humble beginnings. I don't want anybody to say that I'm taking credit for what has transpired, what has happened. The admins in our group right now, they all push as the best as they can be to ensure that we have the best group possible. I think that's the reason why we've been able to sustain for 8 years, where other groups have actually fell off. And another thing else, I can vouch and honestly say this: every admin we have owns a motorcycle and ride. Some might not as ride as much as others, but every last one of them ride. I don't ride as much as I used to before my accident, but I'm slowly but surely getting back there. We did a trip down to Key West last year. That was my longest ride since my motorcycle accident. We went to Myrtle a couple times. That's really a kind of short ride for me, Myrtle Beach, but going to Key West was the longest ride that I've had since my accident back in 2017.
Man, that's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, we just picked up another viewer. I don't know if they're watching through YouTube or Facebook, but we got another viewer, so that's awesome. So with your admins, past as well as present, helping the process with this group page, and you said earlier that it's been 8 years. That's pretty big. That's big deal right now. What would you contribute the 8 years outside of your admins? What would you contribute to the 8 years of longevity with this group?
Honestly, we just got a lower following. I think that we created a vessel that people enjoy on a daily basis, and that's the reason why they continue to support the group. I just think that it's important that we bring fresh faces in, like Megan. It's good to have a fresh face. It's good to have a different perspective. We looking to add more and more admins. We're looking for people that's, younger. I'm assuming Megan probably in her 30s, maybe. I'm 50. So eventually,
Thank you.
Over time, we've got to have a succession plan to have the next set of bikers take this group and continue to push it to the next level. And that's what it all come down to. It's just sustained superior performance by the admin team, the loyal following that we have. We try to make sure that the content is interesting and fun and funny and informational. And it gives people the opportunity to network and meet other people. I'm telling you right now, I really feel that the group in general can be credited with lifelong friendships, lifelong relationships, and we got some kids that came out of this group as well. So
yeah, you said that earlier.
I really do believe that. I think that people have met in this group and made families. People has met in this group and have become best friends. Point in case, Shaquille, Shaq, and Black, they met in this group. The two of our admins, they met coming down to the event in this group, and they are the best friends whatsoever, best friends ever. You know, I think that I can remember a time when, before I really got to know KC, I would see him at events, you know, didn't know him. You know, I'm pretty sure I didn't speak to him. I didn't speak to him. But then, you know, he has a strong passion for this group. He has a strong passion for his MC. And I appreciate that. And then you got Trina. She has a strong passion for us. You got Shantae been a part of this process from day one. And she's very quiet, but she's a methodical thinker. She's an intellect. And without a doubt, if you're not, even if I get off path on certain things or certain aspects of it, she'll put me to the side and like, hey, that ain't it, you know. You know, we got Megan, like I said, a fresh face. We've got Miss Josh, she contributes sometimes, and we have Sharon. One of the things about it, when it comes event time, Sharon is on point. She is right there to ensure that, you know, we follow the guidelines and we present the best event possible. But the thing with it is that I don't want people to ever think that we think this group is more important than getting out on your motorcycle and ride. At the end of the day, man, this is biker entertainment. I think that's what people don't realize, and that's where we have a disconnect. It's biker entertainment. It's not that serious. It is nothing that goes on in that group that's going to cause you money, that's going to touch your family, or anything like that. So if you keep it in those parameters, there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to come to the group and have a great time.
That's what's up.
All right, man.
So Boston, I'll go say Boston. Talk to us. You know, you're the young face. You're the young face in the group.
Thank you for keep referring to me as the young one. I might be younger than others, but I am not young.
So how's it? So becoming an admin to this group and doing the things that you do, what did you see before you became the admin, and the things you do now as an admin? The difference in your view of how things are going to go moving forward.
I think moving forward, everything just keeps getting better and better. Before I was an admin, like there was a little bit more of, you know, people trying to post things that shouldn't be posted, like selling T-shirts and not even living in this country. That's something that doesn't appear on our group anymore. I personally like the group because it is lighthearted, but it's definitely still some place that you can learn things from and get other perspectives and ideas. I think that it's a well-rounded group. And if you actually look at the roster of people, it's an extremely diverse group. There are people from all walks of life, all colors and everything that are in that group. It's not just a one-sided thing. And that's a nice change as far as being able to maybe get the information or idea from somebody who's been riding for 30-40 years, who was on a bike, started on a bike that they had to like kickstart, all the way to like the new and greatest technology that they have now of bikes. Like you can learn a lot, and I'm learning a lot. I read what people post. I post questions, and I love it when it gets like 50, 60, 100 answers, because that's all things that I may not have thought about or may not have considered, and now that's something that I know, or something that I might look further into. So I just think it's a great group of people who contribute meaningful information.
Yeah, that's
Absolutely.
what's up. All right,
Absolutely.
so we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about the event that's coming up for men and women who love to ride motorcycles. So, if all y'all are watching right now, y'all watching MC Love with DJ Effects with my special guest Easy E and Uptown Boston. Be right back, y'all. All right, what's up, everybody? It's your man DJ FX. We are back. We're back live. We're streaming live on my YouTube channel at DJ FX on my YouTube channel, as well as my Facebook channel, MC Love with DJ FX. And with the special guest that I have in here, we have the admins and one of what can I can't call you I don't want to call you
group on Facebook.
The legend, Mr. Easy at Boston, right here on my show. And I just want to say thank you again for being a part of the show. Now let's get into the nitty gritty. Let's talk about a little bit about men and women who love to ride motorcycles events. Now, you said some time ago that the event started some time ago with just an idea from White Chocolate.
Yes.
It's grown since then.
Oh my God.
What's on the plate? And we ain't going to talk about too many years back, but what's on the plate for this year? What's on the plate for this event?
I think what we're doing is the first time we're doing it outside of Ocean City. We love Ocean City, and Ocean City want us to come back. I feel phone calls from hotels and bars asking us, are you guys coming back? But the issue that we ran into is that every year in April, it rained at least one day and it was cold. And we really didn't get a chance to have although it was a great time, trust me, it was a beautiful time, but we've never had an event in which the weather really cooperated the entire time. So, we wanted to keep it in Ocean City, but the problem with that is that if you move it to the right of the calendar, the rates for hotels is just ridiculous. So I thought, I've never done nothing here in the 757 and Hampton Roads area. I want to shout out to all the MCs and the people who ride motorcycles in this area, man. These folks support sets all over the country. But I don't feel that we ever get reciprocated the same type of love. Now, I got a chance to go to Beautiful Minds event this weekend, and there was a lot of people from all over, which is great. But back to our event. So we're doing it here. I just think we got partnership and buy-in with Harley. This is the first time we're doing it. Have partnership with Harley. 7 City bike events is coming on board. They're helping us out. Bigwood Custom is helping us out. The Law Tigers is helping us out. Biker Bums is helping us out. So I think it's a collaborative effort from different entities within this area that we're trying to do our best to ensure that we have a great event and that we just have a good time. So I think that's what it all comes down to. Why support men and women love to ride? Because I'll tell you, at least 95% of the people going to be on the ground on bikes. The fellowship is going to be incredible. The money that we make on ticket sales, we're putting it back into the event. We're not trying to make a profit. Only thing we want to do is we want to make a good time. We want people to leave that weekend and say, hey, I've never been to a bike event that I had so much fun. And they can see where they invested their $35 into. And I think that's what it all comes down to, you know. Me and Casey was talking about the event yesterday, and I think, and you know, I think that as far as with me, this is going to be. I know next year I'll be hands off. We're gonna give KC the opportunity to run it as he see fit. It's gonna be his ball, his baby. I'm gonna stand back in the background and I'm gonna show up like everybody else show up and just have a great time. So I'm looking forward to it, but it's a lot of pressure because you know you want people to have a good time. You want people to come and be safe. You want folks to make it to get on their motorcycles at their house, ride to the event, and make it back home safe and sound. So it's a lot of pressure and a lot of responsibility, and it's some liability that goes along with that. But, you know, I just think that as long as we continue to keep God in the process, we'll continue to be successful. People will show up and support, and we'll definitely have a great event.
Yeah, that's what's up. I can only speak from my perspective on come to one of the events down in Virginia. I had an awesome time. You had DJ Bam as your DJ down there, and me and Bam, we've been talking and conversing back and forth as DJs, because I too DJ, not as on the level that he does, but the camaraderie was there, the fellowship was there. I had opportunity. As a matter of fact, that was the first time I met you.
Right, I was in Ocean City.
Yeah. So yeah, I had a good time. I had a good time. So I'm from the outside speaking as someone who participated in one of those events you had, and it was good. I tell y'all, it was fun. It was fun. It wasn't raunchy. It was straight up fun. And the fellowship was just like almost like it was at a roundup. It was that much fun
Right.
to be around. And I would say every time they put it out there, y'all show up and go. Show up and go and have a good time. Get ready to have a good time. What you got to say?
If I could interject on this one thing, I think the reason it's like that, and Megan, you correct me if I'm wrong. If you look at the demographics within the group, because we have the ability to look at the age in which all the people are in. It gives you a breakdown and say our average age within this group is over 30. So with that being said, you have more established people settled in their lives. So you're not going to necessarily have the raunchiness and things of that nature. And, if that's what you enjoy, I'm not knocking if that's what a person enjoys. So you're going to have a more mature crowd. 90%, like I said, 95% of the folks that show up at this event ride motorcycles. So, you're not going to have lack of better word, a bunch of groupies, if you want to call it. But the people that show up at this event are affiliated in the motorcycle community. So they just carry themselves a little differently than if you open it up to the general public. So that's the reason why we try to set our standards the way that we set our standards. So Megan, have you ever looked at the demographics in the group?
It's a wide variety. It's a wide variety with a lot of age. And I think that raunchiness doesn't necessarily have to do with the age. It kind of does. However, I just think that this group and this event attracts a more mature crowd, period. I think that there's a standard, and then that's just what comes out of it. It's not like some other events where it's more about other things than it is about the bikes. Like, this is about bikes and like getting together in fellowship.
Absolutely.
That's what's up. So now I'm gonna shift gears a little bit, and I'm gonna Megan, since you're right there highlighted, I'm gonna ask you. There's a lot of change in the motorcycle community, and there's a lot of female riders that are riding out there. And I'm gonna get you easy in a little bit. What
Yeah.
is your take on the vast women that are out riding these days?
My take is that it's great. I think that women are infiltrating everything nowadays. I feel like over the last, I don't know, half a decade, women have been coming up and putting their foot into more things. It probably has been more than a decade, but I love it. Love it. And especially like women who really ride and put in the miles. Like who is it? Shakila, that's the mileage bully. I love that.
Yes.
I love seeing her posts. I love seeing her. Oh, I just went here. It was 500 miles. Oh, I just went down here. It was 800 miles. Oh, I just went over here. It was 600 miles. Like, do the damn thing. I love it. I think that it's great to see. And then even like seeing like groups of women, like clubs of women, and they ride and they do all the things that formerly only men were doing. I think it's amazing, and I'm so happy to be a part of it, and I can't wait to get deeper into it.
Yeah, big shout out to the Mileage Bully. Also, shout out to the all female ride, all female riders that's doing their thing. I think I want to say they are on the West Coast, but they do a lot of riding. You know, all over, pretty
All
much.
over, yeah. Like there's the Queens of Harley out of Atlanta. That, yeah. I'm like, wait, can y'all open a chapter in North Carolina? Like, what's going on? They ride. They really ride, and I love it. I follow them on Instagram, and I love seeing the pictures and the things that they post. And it's always nice to see camaraderie amongst women.
I know that's right. And Easy, hold up before I get to you, Easy. Um, Boston. Have you ever been in the motorcycle club? And
I have not.
have you thought about becoming a part of one?
So I have thought about it, and sometimes like when I see the pictures where they're all together and doing this and that and doing different events on their own, I'm like, oh, I should do that. But then on the flip side, I love, like today I got out and I put in 150 miles this afternoon, and it's so nice to ride by myself. So I don't know, I go back and forth, and I just I'm still new, so we'll see.
Okay. All right, Easy.
Um, the question about the female riders, I'm talking about it's so many ladies that's paving the way, that's following the path of Betsy Springfield. Um, Miles Bully is definitely doing her thing. Uh, and another person that I'm really fond of is my homegirl, Curves, Alabama. Uh, she has put together some incredible rides, and I have to tip my hat to her. I love the way Jen Brew bring people together. Her all-female ride down in Jacksonville is incredible. Uh, some of my local sheroes are, you know, uh, are Cynthia, uh, and I cannot think of your last name right now as good as I know it. She was doing an all-female ride here in this area. She did a great job for many years. So I think it's very important that the ladies assimilate within the motorcycle community. To me, it is nothing more impressive seeing a woman on a big bagger riding down the road. And I'm telling you, hey, some of them ride a lot better than I ride. I got to give them credit. Some of them ride a hell of a lot better than I ride. So, I'm not ashamed to say that. So I think it's good for the community. For the community, one of the things that we had to change within the group at one time, and I was even a part of it. We posting the girls, the models on the motorcycles and things of that nature. We had some women revolted against that, but the bottom line is that we don't want to objectify any of our ladies in the group. We want them to feel that they are just as important and their voice is just as important as any man within the group. So we got away from that. Some people would say, hey, but, the girls on bikinis and motorcycle is tradition, but time's changing, you know. So we have to get in step with times, the day's times, and show these ladies respect without making them an object of looking at them half dressed on a motorcycle. So I think it's really good for the community, and it's good. It's really good.
Either that, you're gonna have to put on a Speedo.
No, thank you.
All right, so we're at the point now where I ask this question to every last one of my guests. Can you easy name an embarrassing moment as a rider? An embarrassing moment as a rider. And then part two to that, what would you tell the younger rider who is up and coming, or a younger version of yourself, which you didn't know then, which you know now?
Probably the most embarrassing moment, I had the Boca 900, and they were having a bike event at the motorcycle dealership. I go in there with a fresh check in my back pocket, and I'm looking to trade my motorcycle. So I go in there, and I had a M109, the one that I ended up buying, and another bike, and I was looking at them. So I make a decision to get on the M109, to buy the M109. So I'm so nervous because there's a lot of people out there. I'm like, Lord, if I pull off this parking lot and I drop this bike, I'm going to be the laughing stock of the world, because I wasn't used to that power. So the guys clean the bike up, they bring it around. It's like new owner or whatever. So people standing around and figure out who bought the bike, right? I'm talking, this is a big crowd of people. I'm kind of standing back like, Lord, if I go up to the bike, they're going to be waiting on me to ride it off. What if I drop it? And I waited. I never said nothing. I just stayed back. I waited till the crowd got really thin. And when it got really thin, I eased, because I wasn't used to that power. Coming from a Boca 900 to Suzuki M109 was a big jump. And by the time the little event ended and it thinned out, I got on the bike and I eased my way down the road, just trying to feel for it. I'm like, Lord, I want to drop this thing. And but what I would tell, and I'm a firm believer in this, it's always a lot of pressure for people to go fast. You know, it's always a lot of pressure. Go fast, go fast, go fast. Trust me, I've been on that pavement. I've been on that pavement before. And I got the scars on my leg to show you. The surgeries that I've had, my arm was burnt up from the asphalt. Ride your ride within your limits. You know, I'm not in a big rush to go anywhere. You know, bottom line is I'm never afraid to cross a state line or ride by myself. Because I know when I'm by myself, I don't have to push myself out of my comfort zone. Don't allow people to push yourself out of your comfort zone to go out there and cause you to kill yourself or have an accident. So, you know, stay off that alcohol. You know, do I got to get better? I have a 2 beer maximum. I would never, ever drink a mixed drink when I'm on my motorcycle. But beer, I'll drink 2 beers. And I really need to get out of the habit of drinking 2 beers. I shouldn't drink any alcohol when I'm on my motorcycle. So the most important thing you have to think about is, are you going to make it home safe to your family? Another thing also, GoFundMe is not life insurance. What we do on a daily basis is inherently dangerous. Go out and get you some insurance. Go get you some life insurance. I think it's nothing more embarrassing than a person that's had a motorcycle accident and they unfortunately passed away, and now here it is, they're making GoFundMe pages to bury them. You know, that's not being responsible. Be responsible. Take responsibility for yourself. In the event that something happens to you, that you have the funds available that's going to allow you to bury yourself if something happened. And that's it in a nutshell.
Wow, that's real good. Now, before I get to you, Boston, have you ever been in a motorcycle club or thought about being part of a motorcycle club?
I'm not gonna say the club name. I was in a club for a short time. I'm gonna tell the story. And I started a protocol group, And when I started the protocol group, I saw how jacked up our club was. That I go to my people and I say, hey, based off protocol, we're not doing this, this, and this. And they said they wasn't gonna do it. So I quit. But I think that I quit because it wasn't protocol. It wasn't what I was being taught. And at the time, it was so funny. That's when I was first got to meet Bill Ruthless. And me and him was talking. He was like, E, that's just jacked up. So I knew that I couldn't be a part of that. But I think one of the curses of starting Men and Women Love to Ride Motorcycle, I don't think that this position would allow me to be in a club. And the reason why I say that, because I have to be a neutral party when it comes to everything. If I pick a club, I choose a side. I choose a side. My thing is, I choose everybody. So if I'm going to be responsible for this group and this organization, I want to make sure that nobody say that I'm fair and I'm biased towards anybody. The bottom line is we welcome you from the most hardened OMC to the most novice rider. You all welcome. We welcome people from all walks of life. We welcome people from different political affiliations. We welcome everybody. We welcome our military. We welcome our law enforcement. We welcome everybody. We welcome black, white, green, purple. We welcome everyone. And I think that's what makes Men and Women Love to Ride Motorcycles uniquely different from other groups. If you go into some of these more Harley groups, you'll see that people that look like us, we might be in there, but we're not welcome because the admins will allow them to say disrespectful things about people of color, people that don't believe as they believe, and they don't take care of it. So I think that we created a vessel that allows everybody. We allow everyone. We might not have the same political affiliation or political beliefs. However, when you come into that group, you're a motorcyclist. We might not have the same sexual orientation, but when you come in that group and you talk about motorcycles, you welcome in that group. So that's just how we do it.
That's how we do it. All right, Boston. Now, before you answer anything, Boston, let me say this: Al Capone was online, and he said you didn't have to rub it in about the weather today. He said my bike will be ready soon.
Yeah, I saw that and I laughed. And I can't help it. I am not Mother Nature. It did what it did, and I hate to say it, but it's going to be even better tomorrow. We're supposed to hit the 80s tomorrow. So.
Okay, so Boston, name one of your most embarrassing moments as a rider, and what would you tell the younger you or someone who is thinking about becoming a rider?
So my most embarrassing moment, it's kind of twofold. When I bought that Harley, I had moved up from a Vulcan 900 that I could pick up and put in my pocket if I wanted to. The Street Glide that I ride, on the other hand, is a different story. And the day after I bought it, I went back to the dealership, and the way you get into the dealership, there's 2 lanes going, 2 lanes coming, and then there's a space in the middle that you have to cross over to go down the side street. I pulled up there, turned left, and I don't know what happened. I hit the handbrake, and all of a sudden the bike decided that it wanted to lay down, and there was nothing I could do about it. So I let it go. It laid down. Luckily, there's crash bars on it, and so it didn't really damage the bike or anything like that. But the problem was I could not lift it up. I stood there for 10 minutes trying to get it up. Cars are zooming by me. Nobody's stopping. I'm the big ass bike in the middle of the road trying to pick it up. This girl comes, and she's coming the opposite way. She sees me. She's waiting to cross over the traffic. She throws up a finger saying, "Hold on a minute, I'll help you." And I'm like, oh, thank God. She was half my size. She had to have been 5'2", and I'll say 120 pounds. She comes over, and she parks her bike. She's on like a Ducati or something. Parks her bike, comes over. She's like, okay, stand over there, do this. And I did exactly what she said. She leaned into that street glide, lifted it right up and said, here you go. It's okay. Have a good day. Walked back over and got on her bike and rode off. And I just stood there and I was like, oh my God. I was so embarrassed, and she was so little. But then on the flip side, then Bill Ruthless posted that thing in the group about if you can't pick up your bike, you shouldn't be riding your bike. And I was like, oh my God, I feel called out, because that's so totally me. Like, if that girl hadn't come, I'd still be standing in the middle of Raleigh right now, like trying to pick up my bike. I can't pick it up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whew. I don't know what to say about that. Okay, so what would you tell the younger you? Or someone who's coming into the community?
So after saying all that, I still would say to the younger me, or to someone who's coming into the community, if you're really going to sink yourself into this and it's something that you're going to commit to, go straight to the top. Like, and I had heard that when I was looking for a bike, people were like, oh, just get the biggest, and then you grow into it, you learn how to ride it, you get used to it, blah blah blah. And I was like, no, I can't do that. I gotta start out small. Yeah, right. I should have went straight to the top, because now I have this street glide and I love it, but I swear I should have got a road glide. I should have just, got the biggest of it, because I'm already ready to move on to something else. I will stay where I'm at. I will respect the bike, and I will ride like I love it. But yeah, like, just go for it. If you're gonna do it, go all out. Get what you want and do it. Just do it.
That's what's up.
Can we
All
freeze?
right. No, you're not frozen. I'm just saying, somebody half her size picked up her bike. That's funny to me.
And now look, I just told the world.
It's technique.
I know, right? I know. Everybody knows now. Well, I want to say thank you guys for being a part of this. I hope. Oh, wait, before I close the show, let's tell everybody where the event is going to take place again.
Go ahead, Megan. You got it.
Oh, on the spot. So it's going down in Portsmouth at the Sheraton Waterfront Hotel, May 13th, 14th, and 15th. My birthday. Bring gifts. May 14th. That's me, Taurus. And we're gonna have stuff going on at Bayside Harley on Saturday during the day. There's a sound competition. There's gonna be are we doing a band or a DJ? Or
DJ.
both? Okay,
We're working
gonna have
on a
DJ.
band, but it's gonna be a DJ.
Yeah, we're gonna have a DJ. There's gonna be Harley Davidson, or the dealership is all behind it, so they're gonna be there showing their support. People from all over are coming, and there's gonna be a lot of people. I think it's gonna be kind of a big deal.
Hey, DJ Fox, before I go, I want to make sure that I give a shout out to Bam. You mentioned his name, DJ Bam, Bam Bill Entertainment. Make sure y'all get out there and see my brother. Also, Chucky taking pictures. He DJ also, take pictures. Reach out to Chucky. And I want to thank the entire 757 for getting behind us, supporting us. This is going to be the best event ever, best event in the 757. I guarantee you. We putting our money, we putting all the money that you invest in us, we putting it back into this event. So we're looking forward to seeing you guys May 13th, 14th, and it ends on the 15th here in the 757 Hampton Roads area.
All right, that's what's up. It's nice. It's really nice. I'm praying that I'll be able to make it to the event. Whether I broadcast or just be part of the event period. I'm hoping I can, schedule wise, I'll be able to get down there to enjoy you guys' fellowship down there. I can't thank you guys enough for wanting to be a part of this. I pray that I can get you guys back on again, whether it's at the event or just another broadcast that I do and you guys want to be a part of it. So the doors to MC Love is always open to you guys, and I thank you guys again for being a part.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, absolutely, man. We want to thank you, and we want to make sure we support you. We believe in what you do. What you do on a daily basis. You keep God in it, so that's definitely something that we can get behind. And we want to thank you for allowing us to come together on this show and talk about what we do on a daily basis, and actually brag on our folks, brag on ourselves, and we want to thank you.
Not a problem. All right, so if y'all tuned in late, I'm sorry. You can always have to go to my Facebook page and YouTube page and just watch it again, and then share it with somebody so they can watch it again, and just keep it going. And if you like what you're seeing, like what you're hearing, hit the subscribe button on my YouTube channel. All right, at DJ FX. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button, and you will be notified every time I come on here every first and third Wednesday, right here. All right, 7 p.m. East Coast time. So it's about that time now. I got to go ahead and shut the show down. But I want to thank my guest, Easy. I want to thank Boston for being a part of this, and I want to thank y'all for watching. I want to thank those who was not afraid to be in the chat room. Big shout out to Jero who showed up on my YouTube channel. Big shout out to him on that. Shout out also to Al Capone, who showed up and made his little comment to Boston. So now it comes the time where I do in my show, I gotta do my little prayer. So here we go. Y'all ready? First,
Right.
before I do that, quick throw our hands up to all the fallen riders that have been out there. Moment of silence for that. All right. Okay. Now, make sure you pray before you get on your bike. Pray while you're on your bike, and pray after you get on your bike. Make sure you do the same thing on your return trip home. All you drivers out there who are driving those vehicles, you're in those cages, make sure you look more than twice, because the person that's on that bike, on those 2 wheels and those 3 wheels, they're somebody's loved one. And when they left the house, they want them to return in the same manner that they left that house, alive and whole. All you riders out there who are riding buck wild, slow it down, keep the wheels down, and be level-headed. There's a time and a place to show off what you can do, but don't do it in the midst and taking a chance of messing someone else's life up. So please pray before you get on your bike. Pray while you're on your bike, and do the same thing on your return trip home. Until then, this is DJ FX, MC Love with DJ FX, right here. And I'm out. Burn rubber, y'all, not your soul.
All right. Take it easy.
All right, y'all.
All right.
Thanks, Rob. Appreciate it.